Hi. Well, here's some I had some thoughts I was thinking of. Um, we got a generator running in the background. I hope that doesn't mess with the sound too much. So if it's distracting, please forgive me. Um, that's just how it goes on a busy home with lots of children and things going on. And sure enough, start a video and I got a magnet. There's a kid coming up the stairs. That's okay. Anyways, so sorry. Um, my wife and I were talking yesterday morning, and we were kind of talking about some things going on in our life and things that we see in other people's lives and why certain things affect us the way they do, and whether we are responding correctly in a Christian manner or are we just getting hurt feelings. Um, and we started talking about critical people who are criticizing you, and we started talking about whether how to handle that criticism, and I think the natural thing when you hear people criticizing you, you can get hurt feelings, and you can internalize those criticisms, and um, you can take them on as a part of yourself. Like if you're hearing a lot of negative things about you, and and you're upsetting people, um, you can just internalize that stuff and think that it's all your fault, and be like, okay, well, since they're upset, I must have done something really bad. What did I do? And you really internalize that, and it becomes a part of you. But you concentrate on the people doing the criticizing, and you are just thinking about what they said and whether or not you did it. What did I do? What did I do? They're upset. I must have done something horrible. And that's not necessarily true. So you have to be honest with yourself and go back in the past and be like, okay, what did I do? How do I behave towards that person on a daily basis? And is this criticism warranted or not? Or is that person just um, doing this out of a critical spirit and running you down out of jealousy or bitterness, or are they attacking you because they have a bitterness that they can't get over, and you're just the things you're just a convenient target for now. And so that can be dangerous if you take those criticisms to heart, because that person doesn't have your best interests at heart. So we were talking, and I was like, we just got to ignore the criticism. And then I started thinking about it and being like, there's probably times in your life where you should listen to criticisms, and it can help you grow into a better person if you listen to these criticisms. Are they true? And some people, they're just trying to tear you down because they're jealous or bitter or you're in the way or whatever. And so how do you know which one of those criticisms to listen to and which ones to ignore and walk away from? And I believe that we hit upon the answer, and it's a pretty good answer. So if you want to know if a criticism is coming from a person and you want to know if they have a valid point, then you should look at the history of your relationship with that person. How has that person treated you in the past? Have they treated you honorably? Have they been loving towards you? Have they shown that they care? Is that person living an honorable life and living in such a way that makes you respect them and want to emulate good things that they are doing? Basically, is that person a role model in your life? Now, If so, if that person is very respectful to you, loving to you, has done right by you, and they come and they tell you that they have a problem with something you're doing, that should make you stop and listen. And if you can get over possible hurt feelings in the moment, ask some questions of why that person thinks the way they're thinking, of about what you've done wrong and how you can change that. Now that would be a constructive criticism if this person brings it about in a loving way. And um, like I said, you gotta look at the history of your relationship with that person and how they're living their life as to whether or not you should listen. Now there's other people who, maybe they you look at your history with them and you're like, this person's just been using me, or look at the way they're living their life. That's not something that I want to copy. They're not living in a way where I don't even respect the way they live. Um, they haven't proven to me by their actions and that they truly love me, because they haven't been helpful. You get the idea. So when those people come at you and criticize you, it's probably out of jealousy or bitterness, and you should just ignore it and move on with your life, um, and look somewhere else for constructive criticism. Because if you internalize criticism from the wrong people, it'll end up dragging you down to their level, because they see you doing well, um, and that jealous bitterness just makes them want to rip you down from where you are into the mud with them. And that can be a destructive force in your life if you don't figure it out. If you don't figure out the people who are criticizing you out of anger and jealousy, and you internalize that criticism and you try to change for that kind of person, it'll never work. It'll never be good enough, and you'll just end up being miserable. So be very careful who you take constructive criticism from. Make sure they're an honorable person, living a respectful life, respectful towards you, loving towards you, and has shown with persistence that they do care about you throughout your life. Hope you all have a great day.